So the Chinese zodiac has deemed 2025 as the year of the snake, but what if I told you I had physical proof, scientific evidence even, that 2025 is actually the year of the hoe, the thought, the OnlyFans girl? Well, I've got that proof for y'all today as we'll be taking a look at the case of Bonnie Blue. Can I just say that 2025 is barely among us? It's barely started at this point, and it's already the most insane year yet. As a content creator, that's pretty awesome, but as a normal functioning member of society who has to live on the same rock floating in the sky as this degeneracy is kind of not awesome. I'm sure many of y'all are aware of Bonnie Blue or perhaps recognize her from y'all's Twitter feeds. I mean, she's been blowing up over Twitter the past couple of days, but you're probably familiar with the story by now, but it's honestly so insane, I still had to make a video on it. We recently covered the story of Lily Phillips, who broke the record for most men gone gorilla mode with in a single day, and though pretty impressive in all the worst ways, that doesn't even come close to Miss Blue here, so let's get right into it. Honestly, no more further introductions needed. Let's just roll this shit.
The big 1000 was completely done. So it started off, I'll give you a bit of an overview, gangbangs after gangbangs to start with. It was just like, the room was absolutely full. Then we did groups of 5, like one after the other of 5s. I wanted to give people more time, so then it went down to like one-on-ones, didn't it? So like one person would watch whilst I was with somebody, and then it would literally just be like a rotating circle like that.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I have so many issues with this as a self-proclaimed white cis male pig with Christian values. First of all, 1,000 people in 12 hours is just diabolical. It's got to be the most disgusting thing that's ever transpired here on this planetary rock of degeneracy. You know, never mind the Indian poop festivals, your unorthodox baking avenues. No. This one right here, that has officially pushed us to the brink of extinction. Like, our species cannot and will not be spared at this point. We probably have intergalactic beings orchestrating our very quick and clean eradication as we speak. You know, on some, like, I don't know, Halo glassification type shit. Like, this is for real, dog. And rightfully so. We do not deserve human rights at this point. Like 1,000 people, you know, God only knows how vile that room smelled, dude. Am I right? Like, can y'all imagine that for a second? If y'all typically watch my videos while eating dinner, because let's be honest, we all know what happens when we eat without YouTube. I am so sorry for you guys, but this has to be said. So just imagine how much fluid and how much sweat, piss, ugh. That room smelled worse than an 18-hour gaming session in Asmongold's room, dude. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. I cannot even imagine. And not only that, but like, I'm sorry, but the human body, or better yet, the human psyche, in all seriousness, is just not built for this. You know, such acts of intimacy are not meant to just be frivolously handed out, you know, like a piece of butterscotch candy at your grandma's house or some shit. Like, it's just not like that, you know, it's a fact. At that point, you've had so much meaningless sex and have let so many people objectify you, take advantage of you, that I feel like your brain just has to be sitting there screaming for mercy before it short circuits and then disassociates. Like, I know the local therapists are seeing this video just licking their lips cartoonishly at the mere thought of the years and years of therapy these people are gonna need. Like, they're gonna make a bag off of this. You know, shit, maybe it's about time I go back to school and finish my psych degree. You know, get fucking rich off these gross individuals. I don't know, just a thought, but like, also, why is she out here parading this like we're all just gonna, you know, drop to our knees and just start praising her, you know, hallelujah, you know, praise this woman. Like, you can't be this out of touch, right? You can't be this in denial. Most of the people that see this are going to be horrified by it and or have pretty awful things to say about it, and rightfully so. And instead, she's out here holding a big piece of paper with the number 1,000 written on it. Honestly, out here on some Wilt Chamberlain's 1,000 point game type shit. Like, she genuinely thought she had that much aura, you know, when she crafted this idea in her head, but you ain't that guy, pal. You know, we're talking about two totally different meanings to the word scoring. Also, who the fuck is this dude in the video? We haven't even touched upon that yet. Who the fuck is this guy? You know, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know, supporting this garbage. Like, you know, it's never too late to say no to drugs, man. You know, say no to clout. You know, you ain't getting any clout from this. You're honestly just embarrassing yourself further by associating yourself with this woman. Like seriously, who the fuck is he? Is he the boyfriend? Is he the brother? You know, I pray to God he's neither of those things, but like imagine how bro is feeling if he was the boyfriend. As a matter of fact, let's zoom in on this poor bastard one more time. Looks like bro has had the happiness just sucked out of his life. You can literally see it in bro's eyes as she proudly proclaims she allowed a quadruple digit amount of men to pull her pork. Like, I'm sick for bro, man, because he showed his face here too. You know, you have to understand that he showed his face. It's never been more over for this dude. And if it's not the boyfriend, you know, still, like, what's the point of getting involved in this degeneracy? I can't imagine it feels great being number 1057 or whatever, which, speaking of that, actually, I wonder what is going through that person's mind, you know, number 1057, when they come to that gruesome conclusion that, you know, holy shit, there's been hundreds of dudes in here before me. That's so gross. But switching gears here, after honestly too much contemplation regarding this incident here, I couldn't help but think to myself, are we getting played here? Like chat, is this real? Because thankfully one of the homies in the trenches with us took the time to crunch a bit of the numbers, and this was his findings. So Crazy Vibes says, I did the math. That's less than 41 seconds per person. 12 hours times 60 equals 720 minutes. 720 minutes times 60 equals 43,200 seconds. You then take those 43,200 seconds and divide them by the number of people, and you get about 40.9 seconds per person. Calling bullshit on this. And I kind of have to echo that claim. You know, I mean, some of these perverted little simp fucks waited hours for 40 seconds of ass. Like, at some point, y'all need to have some goddamn self-respect. Like, there's no way that disgusting shit was that hype and worth the wait. Like, we need to honestly, collectively, as a brotherhood, do something to combat this male loneliness epidemic, because if this shit is real, which again, I highly doubt, but if it somehow is, it's getting pretty sad out here. Like, 12 hours for 40 seconds of pussy is just simply unacceptable. I seriously don't know who's worse in this scenario. Is it the girl for allowing this shit to happen in the first place and then bragging about it so shamelessly? Or perhaps is it the guys who somehow were willing to look past the fact that miles upon miles of meat had entered that dark cave of despair before they got their sloppy 330 seconds? God damn. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But getting back to my original point, I feel like we may be getting played here. There's just seemingly no way something like this truly happened. You know, take into account that people supposedly waited 12 hours. Like, there's no way the pussy's that good. But not only that, there's just simply not enough time. And who's really able to say that this happened for a certainty, right? Like, I could go around and say anything on social media, and that doesn't mean it's automatically true. Like, where are the fact checkers here? Did this actually happen? And God forbid, let's say this is true and this horrific thing did take place. You know, with the fact that they were allowed such little time, and it was, as she put it, you know, a rotating circle, I find it hard to believe that people as reckless as this, you know, that were so eager and willing to take part in this disgusting act in the first place, were responsible enough to wear protection, you know, or take the necessary steps to avoid STDs. There's no way that shit happened, and so you've probably got God only knows how many fucking diseases running rampant in that, you know, rotating circle, and man, that's just tough. But it doesn't end there. Like, sure, we could talk all day about how she's gross, you know, but it doesn't really affect you and me, right? Like, it really doesn't. I suppose that is true, you know, never mind we're being subjected to this filth visually, you know, we have to see this on our timelines, you know, kids are seeing this on their timelines, like, pay no attention to that, you know, that aside, doesn't really impact us a whole lot, you know, there's a whole different discussion that would go on surrounding all of that. We're not going to jump into that today, but now she's using this clout and this attention that she's grabbed from this incident to draw in further attention by now harassing people just trying to get a paycheck and leave. So apparently there's a video going around where she starts harassing a Five Guys employee, and honestly, y'all are just gonna have to see it for y'allselves.
I just wondered, I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the Five Guys from? The Five Guys. I didn't know if it was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, you know, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame.
So first things first, I just want to say that if this were a guy doing this to a woman, there would be an uproar, and rightfully so, you know, because no one should be doing this to anyone while someone is just trying to get a bag and leave. You know, this pisses me off because employees at an establishment like Five Guys or like some sort of fast food joint can't really do anything about this due to a fear of losing their job, right? But this type of behavior shouldn't really take place anywhere because, you know, you really boil it down, it's sexual harassment, right? Like at its purest form, this is sexual harassment. Like the dude in the video, you know, shout out to him for, you know, standing so strong in his faith and all that. You know, he made it very clear that he wasn't looking to reciprocate that negative energy. And yet she still kept coming at him, you know, being so persistent and annoying with it. And the whole thing is just really frustrating because she didn't really want anything with this guy. You know, let's just be real for a second. She doesn't want anything to do with this, you know, this broke ass dude working a job at Five Guys. You know, she's all about harassing people for content and OnlyFans exposure. She doesn't care about this guy one bit. You know, let's be real. And this is just a classic case of these women coming out here using their looks to avoid all public scrutiny and accountability and to use it as like somewhat of a shield. And honestly, she belongs to the streets. Better yet, she belongs behind bars for sexual harassment in a public place. You know, call me gay all you want, but y'all know it's true. But the last thing I want to talk about here before I end off the video is that we truly have the Olympics, you know, unfolding before our very eyes over there in the UK, because amidst all this talk about Bonnie here, it would seem that the limelight is being taken off of Lily Phillips, and she didn't really like that so much, so she had to conduct a master plan to re-grab the attention here, and she had to pull off this brand new hostcapade of her own, where apparently she was, I shit you not, wearing a goddamn cum mask walking out in the streets, and Twitter has deemed it as the cum walk. You know, go ahead and take a look at this.
There's like cars going by. I don't think anyone will notice. I think it looks like a bit like a face mask. Right, we're crossing. Cross.
Can I just say, man, where the fuck are the walks for cancer, you know, for suicide prevention, for ALS awareness in 2025? You know, what the fuck happened to all that? You know, the OnlyFans girls, they said, nah, fuck all that noise, fuck you, fuck them kids. You know, we doing a cum walk. Like, what do y'all even want me to say about this? You know, she was just on a documentary not too long ago talking about how her parents disowned her for all this. You know, she was on the brink of tears. She was so sad about all this. And yet now, fast forward just weeks later, she's out here doing this. Like, gee, I can't imagine why no father figure within a goddamn galaxy-mile radius is present. Like, come on, man. I'm really supposed to sit here in good faith and believe that you had some sort of remorse for all this? You know, some goddamn epiphany that just told you, you know, what you were doing is wrong and that you felt bad for all it? Fuck no, there's no way. Absolutely not, man. And in my opinion, you know, similarly to the last post, this should not go unpunished, as this is like, I don't know, public indecency, or could perhaps fall under some form of sexual harassment as well. But, you know, something tells me because she's a woman, because she's fairly attractive, that nothing's really gonna come of this. But, get it? Come of it? Never mind. Just roll the outro. But that's pretty much it for the video, man. I really don't have much more to say. These hoes need to be stopped in the year 2025. It is way too goddamn early to start doing all this, and, I wish nothing but the worst for these people. And we'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Bye.